trying to see if I should have music in the background here. It might be a little bit difficult to focus or hear it. But essentially this video will be about me showing people. Got a lot of love on my, let me actually just go to it. I got a lot of love on my, well, some love, some hate. A lot of kind of outreach on one of my comments from a Brian Tracy video. So those of you that are gonna see this from the video, you know where it came from, but for those of you who don't, essentially there's a huge video on Brian Tracy, and for anybody that sees it that doesn't know him, self-help god, like one of the main guys, OGs running like self-help, self-development, business development. Like look him up if you have a second just to kind of understand who he is. He's a dog. What I essentially did was you take the link of the video, and then you can go to a website, and I'll link this in the description. Basically, this website is called YouTube to Transcript. All it does is you literally I'll just show you. You paste your link in here, and then you get a free transcript of whatever video you were watching. Now again, this was a 9-hour video, so it's gonna be pretty long. Like literally, it has the video here, and it has the entire script. And I mean, you could just tell by this bar on the side, like this shit is a lot of content. So in my mind, I was like, okay, like knowing the limitations of ChatGPT, like I can't just hit copy and paste inside the LLM. Like I'll show you what happens when you try it. Go over here. You're gonna want to go, this is Google Docs. You can do it in Word, you can do whatever. You're essentially just gonna want to re-paste the transcript. So I'll paste it in a second. But essentially, okay, shit, you can see it's 140 pages long. That's obviously not going to work when you're thinking about a ChatGPT prompt, because I'll show you guys for context. So essentially, we have our text here. So this is the whole transcript. So we got that part done. Now what we're going to do is you go to your ChatGPT account. Now you do need to have a premium account for this to work. The latest I saw was like $20 a month. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to do it with the free version. To my knowledge, there hasn't been a way to do that yet. But again, if anybody does know, like, feel free to throw that in the chat. But at the same time, if you're investing in yourself, if you're investing in your personal development, $20 a month, that's a coffee or two at this point in time. So, you know, if you could just invest in yourself, you know, it's obviously not that much money. So what you're going to want to do in here is you're going to want to go to projects. And I have a couple of them already built, but this is just on a fresh account. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the plus sign. You're going to create a new project. So for this one, we're just going to call this Life Coach. Right there, shout out Yeet. We call it Life Coach. Create it. All right, so now you're in like this next step of a folder within ChatGPT, which is essentially like everything that you do within here should be geared towards like your life development. This is going to be your LLM within the broader ChatGPT account of yours. This is going to be your LLM that's just designed on improving your life in whatever capacity you want, right? So I'll show you how I did it for myself. So essentially what you want to do is you want to go to project settings, and then within the project settings, you'll see something here called instructions. This is basically like the prompt. So it's going to say like, okay, within the actual project itself, what do you want it to do? And it'll take this into consideration every single time you talk to it. So if you go back to another website that I use called Free AI Prompt Generator. This is one of the best ones that I've seen for free. It allows you to kind of just spit out whatever you're thinking, and it gives you a pretty altruistic, pretty detailed prompt. What we're going to want to do is, and there's limits to this as well, which is why I wouldn't paste the whole transcript in here. What I would do here is describe what you want out of it in this, and it'll give you something clean that you can then put into here. So for this instance, for this example, I'll say, I am looking to create a 24/7 self-help life coach that emulates Brian, as to how situations. Okay, so also wanted to call that out. After a while, it'll just cut you off. I usually just write until it get cut off, because like when you're free flowing and thinking about what you want it to look like, your best ideas usually just come out of nowhere. So you can reread it yourself, you know, formulate it anyway. If you literally just want a life coach for finances, if you want a life coach for getting in shape, if you want a life coach for your relationships, like throw that in here. Again, this is just an example. So what you're going to want to do is, you know, I think on the other ones you might have to pay for it. So I just keep it on simple. generate the prompt. It'll literally do it right here, right now. We're gonna get to the second part of it, but obviously this is a little bit more high level. So when I copy it right here, go back to my life coach, and then you're gonna paste it right in here, and then you're gonna save it. So now this folder or project is literally gonna have that context every single time you talk to it. So I just and I'm gonna be straight up with it and honest with it. Hey, I recently watched a video on Brian Tracy's frameworks and principles for success in the Phoenix seminar. Dreams. All right. Again, all this shit is like you can mess with it. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm saying. This is just more like what I've done in the past. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that and let's see what it says. Absolutely highest leverage things we know. Deconstruct the transcript. Okay, it's gonna give you a lot of information here, and this is based on me kind of talking to it. This is what it likes to give me. So I'll go ahead and start pasting the transcript. Let me know when you are ready. And then it'll say like it's ready. I'm ready. A couple notes before you start. Don't worry about message limits. Okay. After each part, I'll acknowledge it and keep building. Okay. So let me just try to paste in as much as I can. So Command copy. This is obviously the whole thing. Okay. There it goes. It includes a complete seminar. I've now verified a process to complete file. Oh, 581,000 characters. Okay. Yep. Beautiful. I now have enough work to work from the attachment directly. You do not need to paste in any more of the transcript. Perfect. Okay. Define whole life success. Take control of your thought. Reconstruct self-concept. Eliminate fear, guilt, and blame and worry. Beautiful. All these things are accurate to what the video says. And I obviously, if you watch the video, you know that this makes sense. If it was giving you something else and that's not what you pasted in, like you would obviously have to like rework it with the ChatGPT. We all know ChatGPT is not perfect yet, but it's getting there. And this is one of the most important parts. Okay, using this transcript as our Bible. Using the transcript as our Bible for every conversation moving forward. Every combo moving forward. Should have these principles and themes in common. I want that text to serve as your curriculum and background education, as well as any other Brian Tracy learnings you have within your server. Okay. Let's align on next steps to building my life and using you as my life coach. All right. So at this point, we've done a couple of things, right? We've gotten the text ready. We've gotten we generated a prompt for the project. We got our own project for the life coach. So now everything, and also if you're going to use ChatGPT a lot, I highly recommend that you keep your subjects or like whatever conversations you're having about one thing within one thing. If you're asking the life coach like dumbass questions, like you are looking at something at your house and you have a basic question about how to fix it, like you would probably not want to put that in here. You'd probably want to just start a new chat and do it separately, because to this I want to keep it as clean as possible and as organized as possible, so that it continues to learn how I act and think about like my life and my goals and stuff like that. So it says this is the right direction. I can use this transcript. Here's what I think we should build: not a chatbot, not a prompt. So an operating system for me. Okay, so it gives a lot about layers, identity, decision filters, daily operating system. So again, this is all coming from the frameworks that Brian Tracy like started. Okay, so for example, behavioral science and habit formation, AI as a daily coach, dashboards and scorecards. Definitely want to think about it like this. This becomes a single source of truth. Okay, let's talk goals. Say I want to level up in all areas of my life. I want to increase my salary, increase my wealth, um, increase my physical appearance, increase my social skills, increase my spirituality. Whatever your goals may be. I'm keeping this very general for the video, but can we set up goals as an example? Okay. Yes, in fact, this is how Brian Tracy would define the pillars of success. Some examples would be 10 to 12% body fat, visible abs, lean. So again, and then you go to mental excellence, read a certain amount of books per year, financial excellence, net worth, income, investments, cash flow, career excellence, what are you looking to do? Social excellence, become a better storyteller, remember names, public speaking, relationship excellence, spiritual excellence, lifestyle excellence, impact, what do you want to do, what do you want to be remembered for? I think it's also just like super fucking important to actually talk about these things. And if you're not going to talk about it with your friends or your family, at the very least talk about it with yourself, meaning talk about it with your chat with your chat GPT. Realistically, on the day-to-day, how often are you talking about your goals, your aspirations, your dreams with everyday people around you? It's really not that common. So for you to have this as somewhere of a springboard, and you continuously have that conversation, it's not only keeping it front of mind, but it's just making sure that you're organized and knowing what are you even doing and why are you doing it. I feel that's the number one thing that it helped me with when I started. It was I just felt I was previously just guessing, and I would only get into little funks where I was all right, I have my X, Y, and Z goal and I want to achieve it by this date. And then life would just get in the way and I would just kind of forget about it. Whereas this one, I'm continuously setting boundaries for myself to talk to it, so that every night when I go to bed, I have a scorecard that says did I take care of X, Y, and Z? And if I did, over the long run, my life and my goals and my success is going to be so much more visible because I have kind of that record showing it. And I just feel so much more on top of it. So that's kind of my number one reason for wanting to build it. Again, look, it's even instantly going into a scoreboard saying where I'm at now, where I'd want to go. And again, you can curate this to any way, shape, or form that you would want. I highly recommend that you guys try this. I could definitely get into more detail if there's a specific part that you guys want support with or anything like that. Like I said, feel free to shoot me a DM. Feel free to say something in the comments or reach me at any way, shape, or form. I'll put my other socials in the comments. But yeah, that's basically it. That's how I created that. And if you guys, need any help with it, just reach out. But, good luck with this. I hope that it, can change your life just like it did mine. Highly recommend it. And I look forward to seeing all your guys' success.